Good morning, friends. I am Professor Shivayogi Patil, your training and placement officer. So, as I promised, I had come up with this new video for communication skills part 2. So, in the earlier video, we discussed about the importance of communication skills, the importance of leadership skills. So, my dear friends, if I have already told you, there are three categories of jobs. One will fetch you around 7K to 12K salary. Second will fetch you around 12K to 25K salary, and the third one is something which is beyond, that is 25K onwards. So there is no upper limit as per your ability, your leadership skill, and your communication skill. So, my dear friends, if you want to move from the first category to second category and second category to third category, you need to be good at soft skills in general as well, and leadership skills as well as communication skill in particular. So if you have that, then there is no limit to the kind of earning you can have, because leadership skill and communication skill are interlinked with each other. Every leader should have a good communication skill also, and a leader is a person who can influence people. So when you start influencing people, there is no limit to the earning that you can have. There is no limit to earning that you can have. So every industrialist, every people who have make it big, they are good leaders, they are good communicators, or at least they have somebody in their company who are good leaders, good communicators who are working for them. So naturally, because every company has to market their product or service or something, they have to market to sustain in the market. So they will be looking for the people who are having the communication skill, leadership skill, marketing skill. So these are interconnected, because marketing skill is part of the communication skill. Marketing skill is the part of the communication skill. So communication skill, as I have told you earlier, communication skill is not just the fluency of language, fluency of English, fluency of Kannada, or fluency of Hindi. It is also your persuasion skill, how you are going to pursue the customer to buy your product. It is also negotiation skills, how you are going to negotiate with the supplier so that you will get the product at the lower price. It is also team skill, so that you can negotiate, you can react, what you call it as you can negotiate with your team members so that your work is done faster and within the stipulated time. It is also about public speaking skills. It is also about, because in public speaking skills, you have to make your speech listened by you have to make up their mind to grab their attention. That is also part of the communication skill, presentation skills. So everything which a leader do will have an important part as the communication skills. So my dear friends, in today's video, I am going to share with you the next part of the communication skill, very, very important part. So as far as corporate companies are limited, this is companies are concerned. So this is basically, if you know these things, you can not only clear the interview, you can definitely survive in the corporate world with a flying colors. With a flying colors, I can say. So this we have already okay. Just I wanted to elaborate something else. See, see this slide. See what I have observed after my first communication class. The reaction of the students made me to think that the students are actually not ready to accept the fact that they can do anything. They can do anything. So they are in self-sabotaging mode. They are in self-sabotaging mode. They don't know their potential. They don't know how much intelligent they are. They don't know how much they can achieve in life if they are having these three qualities. I call it as self-sabotaging factors. First one, our students have what I have seen in my classes, they lack the ambition to make it big in life. They are satisfied with their present state. They are satisfied with their present state. So they are aimless or goalless, you can say. So lack of ambition, lack of confidence, and not willingness to put the efforts. So these are the three factors which are faced by the students or you people whom I am addressing. So these are, I call it as self-sabotaging factors. So develop an ambition, have a goal, develop an ambition, develop confidence in you. So try to build a positive self-image about yourself. So remove all the inferiority complex. So you have to build your confidence. So I have already told you some of the tricks to build your confidence. So your body language, your communication skills will help you to build that confidence. So, but first you need to have ambition. Without ambition, nobody has achieved success in their life. Then you are to need, definitely you need to put a lot of efforts. So remember these 3 points. So you need to put efforts, you need to have confidence, you need to have ambition to succeed in any business or anything or make big in the life. Now coming to this slide, you can see here your present state and you are moving towards your desired state. Present state means you are a student, you are students now, so you have some mindset. So I don't call it as a very good mindset, but you have some mindset. You are in your comfort zone, you are in just a state of mind where you just want to enjoy the life, that's all. So what I am seeing, what I am observing, what I am seeing in the classes. So you have to come out of this, you have to come out of your present zone, comfort zone. So your present state is like this, and if you want to go for your desired state, if you want to go for your desired state, that is a salary package of more than 25K per month, maybe 50,000 per month, 1 lakh per month, 1.5 lakh per month, then you have to come out of the comfort zone of your present state and you have to make up your mind, and you also need to acquire the required skill and knowledge. So therefore, my dear friends, changing your mindset from ordinary mindset to winner mindset, because usually we call it as loser mindset to winner mindset, but I don't want to use the word loser mindset. A very mediocre mindset, I can say, very ordinary mindset to winner mindset. I wanted to take you from ordinary mediocre mindset to a winner mindset where you can confidently face the life, you can confidently face the interviews, you can confidently survive in the corporate world. So this change of mind can happen, is possible only if you attend my soft skill classes regularly and attentively. So what is bothering me is some students are not bothering to attend the soft skill classes. They feel that it is not necessary or something else. I don't know what is there in mind. They are not understanding the importance, especially in business administration, that is BBA branch. So actually, what I thought was actually the BCA and BBA students are very serious about their careers because they belong to professional course. So they have some aim or something like that. But it is turning out other way. Of course, BCA students are quite good, and BCom students are showing more interest in soft skills and attending in good strength. But I am worrying about the BBA students. I don't know what they are thinking. Of course, admission of the BBA is also not up to the mark, but still, whatever the things are there, so they are not very good. Therefore, I wanted to change that. I wanted to give you a new beginning with a change in mindset. So with the help of soft skill, for that you have to cooperate, because I can take the horse to the water, but the horse has to be thirsty to drink the water. I can serve you food, but you have to be hungry to eat the food. Otherwise, I will fail as a trainer. Now, second thing is you also need to acquire knowledge and skill what your college is giving. This is all about the college. College, you have to attend the other classes also regularly. So you should be punctual, you should be disciplined, and your total focus should be acquiring the knowledge and skill with lot of practice also. Then there is a mindset. So if you don't do these two things, you will not achieve the desired state. This is what I wanted to convey with this. So, if you are comfortable with the kind of job what you get with a meager salary of 7K to 12K, then I don't have any problem. So it is your life. So I am happy to train you. So whatever possible. So we have already, I think, considered in the last few slides. So communication skill is all about the presentation skill, negotiation skill, business writing skill, influencing skill, cross-cultural communication, win-win conversations, selling skills. These are all comes under communication skills. And there is something called verbal communication and non-verbal communication. I think I told you in the last video that non-verbal communication is more important than the verbal communication. Your body language, your facial expressions, your gestures. So all these matter while convincing the other people or while addressing the a group of people. So it is not only your words which come out of your mouth, but the tonality, the modulation of the voice. So and your body language, your gestures will also have the kind of effect on the opposite person, so that either they get influenced by you or they just neglect you. Now, written communication is also one form of communication, especially what is important for you is how to write an email. We will discuss it in next future classes. Visualization, it comes under presentation. You need to have presentation skills. So you have to use your graphs, charts, maps, and all for your presentation. So that is a part of the communication skills. Now, I have just for your sake, to understand the importance of the soft skill, just I have taken a paper cutting, which I saw in some newspaper, English newspaper. Just I'm pasting it here in this slide. See, you can see here, it is of course for BCA students, but the other things holds good. You can see here, they are looking for a strong programming basics, OOPS, data structures, algorithms, RDBMS, and SQL. Apart from that, what they are looking for? Good communication skills, fluent in spoken and written English, high level of energy, right attitude, and the ability to thrive in a fast-paced environment, openness, reliability, punctuality, flexibility at given tasks. See, apart from the first line, which where they are looking for technical skills also, most of the things they are looking for is the soft skills, that is good communication skills, fluency in, actually you need fluency in at least 2 languages, your local language as well as English, and at least communication skill in Hindi also required. Then high level of energy, how it comes, I have explained you in the class. Your energy depends upon your passion, your energy, your enthusiasm, your mental state. So see, positive thoughts produce positive energy, negative thoughts produce negative energy. So that I have already explained you in the class, and I am going to explain it again in the classroom. Right attitude, I have already told you, attitude is very important. Attitude, skill, and knowledge in this order are very important. First is attitude, second is skill, third is knowledge. So how to develop the right kind of attitude, this we will discuss in the future soft skill classes. And the ability to thrive in a fast-paced environment. There is a lot of things you need to learn, my dear students. So to survive in the fast-paced environment of the corporate world, openness, reliability, punctuality, flexibility at the given task, all these things we are going to discuss in our future soft skill classes. But as I said earlier, you need to show interest, you need to attend the classes regularly, you need to attend the classes with active listening. See, you can see your selection process, aptitude test, technical round, HR round. So actually the rounds are less here, they are shown less here, but sometimes you will have a group discussion test. Then you may be having what you call programming test also for BCA students. Moving on to communication, there is a lot of communication gap. Let us not bother about these 2 slides. So communication gap is nothing but see, the people are not people who doesn't show the required communication skills. So they will very shortly become obscure in the corporate market. So it is the general what are we are going to discuss in this slide. So what are important points we are going to discuss? Listen, focus, pay attention, and all those things we will see in the rest. See, first very important thing in the communication is listening skills, because see whether it is a BCom or whether it is a BBA, whether it is a BCA. Of course, BCA you may enter a company, IT company as a just a software developer. But ultimately, if you want to scale your rank higher up, you need to develop the communication skills. You need to have a contact with the customers. You need to have contact with your superiors. You need to have contact with the people who give you projects and all. So in such cases, when you are interacting with other people, so listening skill is very, very important. For example, if you are selling something, first you need to listen the problems of the customer. See, because every customer come to you with a problem and they just want solution to their problem. They don't want your product, they want solution. So first you have to listen to his problem. You have to give proper solution in the form of a product or a service what you are delivering. So therefore listening skill is very, very important. Focus, your total focus should be on your conversation, and you should show respect while your conversation is going on to the with your customer or the even higher officer also. Now pay attention to non-verbal cues. See, if you are a salesman, you should get the non-verbal cues of the customer. That means he is talking something, but his body language tells something. For example, you are trying to convince him to take a product, purchase a product, and he may be agreeing with his verbal communication, but his non-verbal communication, body language gestures will tell you that he is not interested in that particular product. So in that case, you have to change your strategy. You have to show other products which suits his requirement. Similarly, so when you are negotiating with somebody for any other thing, for giving project to your company something, you have to pay attention to non-verbal cues. Non-verbal cues means non-verbal communication skills, that is their body language, their hand movement, their gestures, their facial expressions. So they should be in link with their verbal communication. Then only it is the perfect win-win situation. Otherwise, they are telling something and their body language tells something, then that is not a win-win situation. Always a business should be win-win situation. Practice intention-based communication. See, we communicate. Communication, when we take communication as just mere talking, we do a lot of talking. So we do a lot of talking without any intention, without any goal, just to pass time or just to enjoy. But in corporate environment, especially when you are in a corporate office, your every communication, your every talk with yourself, whether it is with your subordinates, whether with your teammates, whether with your seniors. So it should be intention based. There should be some intention, there should be some goal. So for your communication should end up with a goal. Assess your audience. This applies for the public speaker. A public speaker should assess the audience. What they need, what they expect from you. So because normally in training, the trainees will come with some expectations. So initially only you need to have something called as training need analysis. Training need analysis means you have to ask the CEO of the company or whoever, if you are a corporate trainer, if you have to ask principal of the college, if you are a soft skill trainer for students, what students actually need. Or you have to assess sometimes. The CEO may not be able to tell, or the principals may not be able to tell. So you have to assess what actually they need. So according to whether you are a corporate trainer or whether you are a soft skill trainer, and according to that, you have to prepare your material, your presentation material, your speech. So where to start, where to and so all these things. So you should be prepare and interpret with some stories, some jokes and all to add humor to your communication skills. So that is very, very important. Assessing your audience. So if audience wants something and you deliver something, they get bored very easily, and you will be a failed communicator. Next, choose the right venue or platform. See, this is very important for marketeers. See, for example, I will give an example of a car salesman. So don't never underestimate the car salesmen. So they can earn more than 1 lakh per month, because for every car they sell, they will get a what you call commission or whatever their this thing is there. Some 2,000 to 5,000 depending upon the cost of the car. Maybe more also. I don't know exactly. But even if they tell 10 cars per month, so at least 20,000 they will pocket. So if the 5,000 commission is there, then you can imagine. So they will pocket 50,000 apart from their regular salary. So there is no limit for a good salesman, good marketeer, how much you can earn. But for that, you should be a very good, extraordinary seller, selling things. We will practice it in the college. I will tell you the secrets of selling, how you can sell. There is something called sell with a smile. See, selling should be a win-win position. You should also get satisfied, and other part should also get satisfied. Then only business will run for a longer time. But for that, you need to know these secrets. See, when you are a car seller, when you are a car marketer or seller, you can show the cars are not usually outside the showroom. You can show the features of the car, whichever he shows interest, whichever model he shows interest. So you can explain all the features outside. But when it comes to price and other things, you have to request him to come inside. You have to make him sit in a good ambience, in a good chair. You have to offer him some water and a cup of tea. Then you should start the what you call it as a bargaining and convincing him to purchase that car. So choosing the right venue or platform for communication will help in a great way. You cannot just make him to stand there on the beside the car and you can negotiate the price. And no, it is not. It is not a good habit. It is the marketeer will never do that. Now, emphasize or respect. Giving respect to the customer is very, very important. As Gandhiji said, customer is the king. So Gandhiji has a quote. Many showrooms will put his quote, customer is the king. So he is always right. Never argue with the customer. First, agree with his viewpoint. Then you establish a rapport, good rapport with him. Then you can try to change his mindset. You can try to change to your viewpoint. But before that, you should never argue, even if he's talking wrong, something wrong, or even if he is arguing for something, or so something like that happens. And don't just observe his dress or other things. In Kannada, there is a this thing, what you call it as mukha nodi mane haakbeda. Mukha nodi mane haakbeda andre, actually the meaning of that is don't see his attire to give respect. So even a person who may be looking a very ordinary person may be a billionaire. He can take your product. So don't underestimate the customer based on his attire, based on his physical appearance or facial expression, something like that. So always give respect to the customer. Learn to disagree without being disagreeable. This is what I wanted to stress upon it. Customer is always the king. So if he is disagreeing, learn to disagree. If he is arguing, learn to disagree without being disagreeable. He should not get offended. You can disagree to his viewpoint, but he should not get offended. Amicably, you have to agree for his point first, and then turn his mind towards your point of view. Provide constructive feedback. Okay, this is again a different situation. you have attended a presentation, you have attended the public speaking. So a constructive feedback is very, very important. Both taking the feedback as well as providing constructive feedback is very, very important, because success of your communication is nothing but the outcome of the communication. Success of the communication, however good you may be in communicating, however good you may be in negotiation skills, if you cannot make the customer to buy your product, your communication fails. Your communication fails. So therefore, so always remember, the success of your communication, success of your talking depends upon the response of what you get. Response what you get from the opponent. So how you can change his mindset to purchase your product, that is very, very important. Ask for honest feedback. Getting the feedback is very, very important. So after see, normally even in sales showrooms, they will give you a feedback form, so that you can give the feedback about their services, about their friendliness, about their ambience of the showroom. So a lot of things will be included there. So ask for the honest feedback. Use surveys for getting the feedback, and use surveys to get or interest of the customer also. What kind of things you are interested. So what is your budget, something like that. So to read the mind of the customer, if it is not possible for you with verbal communication, you can use surveys. You can use a survey form, Google form, what we call it as nowadays. So for that. Now explain why you are assigning a. Okay, this is again another situation where you are a leader and you have to delegate your work. So whenever you delegate a work for another to your subordinate, he may be happy or he may be unhappy. So if you feel that he is unhappy with, or not satisfied with the kind of job he is getting, you must convince him that why you are giving that work to him. So explain why you are assigning that specific task to him, because what you call it, you have to highlight his strength, and you have to convince him that because of this strength I am giving you. You need to recognize the talent. As a good leader, you need to recognize the talent. You need to recognize the strength and weakness of each subordinate, and then assign the task. And you have to tell them why they are assigning those particular tasks. Then only they will be satisfied and they will give their best to the task. Never assume or prejudge. We are experts in assuming. We are experts in prejudging the people. Never assume or prejudge your subordinates or your superiors or your audience if you are a speaker. So this is related to corporate, many situations. So different situations I am talking about. Welcome questions always. Whenever you are given a speech, take the feedback. Ask for the questions. Keep a question answer section after your completion of the training or a seminar or something like that. So questions will help you to clarify, not only clarify your doubts, to show your authority over the subject. Unless you solve the questions, you cannot prove your authority over the topic or subject. So therefore, questions are always welcome. Don't make it personal. So there may be some arguments in this thing. So of course, if you have a good communication skill, there will not be any arguments. And your argument should be such that the other person should not feel offended, or other person should not feel that you are making it personal. So you should convince him that it is not, there is nothing personal here. From the company's point of view, or organization point of view, I am doing what I am doing. I am assigning a task to you for that purpose. Solve problems as a group. So you cannot solve all the problems for yourself. So you have to talk to your subordinates, you have to talk to your teammates to solve any problems, take their ideas. So this is also very important. So that is also part of the communication skills. Give and receive criticism impartially. So if you want to criticize somebody, it should be a constructive criticism where the other party should not feel offended, as well as he should be in a mindset to correct himself. And it applies to you also. You should not take criticism as something you can offend about. Take it sportively and analyze it, why that criticism is coming, and you have to correct yourself. Set up monthly one-to-one meeting. That is very, very important. Establishing your rapport, a good rapport with your subordinates is very, very important to handle them, handle their emotions. So showing empathy to their problems, all will comes here. So that is also part of the leadership. That is also part of the communication skills. Schedule weekly meetings. Again, your communication skills come into picture. Follow up in writing. Of course, this is again marketing trick. After showing the product, for example, a car salesman, he may not purchase it immediately. He will take the quotation from you, and then you have to follow up him regularly without bothering him unnecessarily, without making him irritating. So you have to smoothly, you have to follow up so that he will make up the mind, so that you will purchase your car or whatever product you are selling. Be brief and yet specific. Whatever information you are transforming, because communication is all about transforming information or sharing information, sharing knowledge. Be brief and yet specific in your communication. Think before you speak, very, very important, because a lot of us will just gossip. Gossip is communication without thinking properly, without having any outcome, without any specific outcome, bothering about the specific outcome. We just speak. So before before saying anything, you need to know the consequence. So this usually the spiritual gurus like Sadhguru calls it as conscious living. Conscious living means whatever action you do, so it should be conscious, means you should know the consequence of that action. So even before speaking, even before arguing, even before communicating, even before persuading, so even before telling anything, even before sharing information, you need to know the consequence. You need to know the expected outcome of that particular. Check in regularly. Put in consistent effort. You should be consistent. So one day up, one day down. So that is not a good sign of good leader. Keep workflow transparent, not that much important for you. Assess your current internal communication strategy. See, your communication strategy may change from time to time. For example, you are a manager in a corporate company. See, sometimes there may be management change only. Some other company may take over your company. So entire strategy will be changed. So in such cases, your communication strategy need to be changed. And you might have seen in pandemic, after pandemic, so we are in work from home situations. So there also communication is through online only. So we have to change the strategy of communication depending upon the situation. Whichever gives best result, that type of communication you need to use. Use a team communication app. So for following up, for getting the feedback, for getting the ratings and all, there will be a lot of apps are available. Using those apps, so you can get the ratings, the follow-up, the feedback, and all those things. Always share important news with your subordinates. So news sharing, so that they are updated about the current situations, what is happening in the company, what's happening outside the company, what is the latest trend, something like that. So always share important news. Hold interdepartmental lunches, because so see, in a corporate company there may be several departments. So all departments should have a cordial relationship. There should be cooperation, so that the organization as such grows. So every department should contribute equally, so that organization grows. In such cases, so for holding everything under one umbrella, you need to hold interdepartmental lunches, so that there will be rapport within the team leaders of different department, or leaders of different departments, or even workers also. Be transparent and authentic, very important. Whenever you communicate, be transparent. There should not be any hidden thing. The other person should not feel that you are hiding something. So, and also authentic. Authentic means you should feel honest. You should feel honest. You should be yourself. You should not imitate others. Rearrange your office, not important. Improve your written communication, very, very important. Even your CV is your written communication. Your email is your written communication. Your feedback is your written communication. So your office communication, when you join a corporate company, you need to have a good written communication skills. Send out an internal newsletter. Schedule a weekly work retreat. So to get again friendly with your colleagues, with the colleagues of other department, you should have such retreats or what you call recreations often. Do team building games. So very, very important. We will do it in the college, so that as a leader, you need to build the team as well as the maintain the team spirit always. You have to motivate them. That is the outcome of the team building games. Handle conflicts with diplomacy, very, very important. There will be conflict, there will be arguments. So diplomatically, you have to handle them. Amicably, you need to solve them. So your communication skills will help it to do that. Conflict management is a very important subject for corporate training, in corporate training. Encourage sharing, input and dialogue. Encourage sharing, input and dialogue. That means you have to encourage the other people also to share their ideas, what is their input and all. Make your team believe in your goals, because your goals, of course, are the organization goals, or your the goal of the task in your hand. So you should make your subordinates to believe your goals. Then only they will put their 100% efficiency. Identify common communication barriers. There may be some communication barriers, there may be communication gap, there may be misunderstandings. So identify those misunderstandings, those barriers, and try to solve them, so that there is a transparency, there is a clear, there is a clarity in your communication. Be assertive, especially while in delegating the work, as well as while in taking the decisions. We should be assertive. Clarify task and responsibility. So there also your communication skills comes into risk. See, while delegating the work, you need to tell them what are their responsibilities, what are their tasks. So you have to tell them in such a way that it should not feel that you are ordering them or something like that. Amicably, you have to tell them so that they feel happy. Do communication training. It is very, very essential for these nowadays. Every corporate company do leadership training, communication training, emotional intelligence training. Such trainings will be organized in all the corporates to improve the efficiency, to improve the productivity of the corporate people. Because if the corporate people, the employees are happy, definitely that organization will prosper. So with this, my dear friends, I will stop this PPT. So ultimately the outcome or the takeaway from this is communication skill along with the leadership skills is very, very important if you want to prosper in corporate environment, and as a first step to enter into a corporate environment, clearing all the hurdles in the recruitment process. So I hope you'll like this video and repeat it again and again and grasp the point in this. So thank you very much.